Hi, my name is Solomon Omeru, and with me is
Edidion Okonkwo.
And together we're going to be hosting this segment of the Afrocentrist podcast titled Discovery Tuesday.
It's going to be a world of discovery where we'll have fun hanging out together as we bring you insights that will inform and educate you on topical issues bordering on relationship. This will help you discover yourself and enable you make better choices as you go through your unique life experiences.
Coming to you every Tuesday at 4 p.m. GST.
Remember, self-discovery is the first step to true freedom. See you there.
Good day. It's so good to have you join us today on another episode of Discovery Tuesday. Now, this is the Afrocentrist podcast, and it's so good to have you join us today. How was your Valentine yesterday?
Yeah, Valentine's week.
Ooh, did you have a vow?
Yes, I have a very long time vow.
Oh, okay, that's good to know. Yeah, I'm sure you had a swell time, and I hope our listeners also had a swell time. It's a time to show love. It's a time to appreciate that wonderful person in your life, and really, love can never be too much. So, yeah, it's one of those times that help us to remember that there's a significant other that we have, and we should show appreciation.
Yeah, that's very true. It's a special moment to show love. I think it's something you show every day, but yeah. It's just like Christmas. You know, there's Jesus every day, but it's just a special day to celebrate it. So you love every day, but it's just a special day to take out time and go extra mile, really show it.
Exactly. And it's love is pure, love is beautiful. It doesn't take advantage of anyone. So to our young audience, I want you to understand that it's not the time to take advantage of another person. It's the time to show love. And love is pure. Love thinks about the well-being of the other person. So with that in mind, I want us to move on to our conversation for today, which is transiting from singlehood to being married. I'm sure some people got proposals yesterday at Valentine, and we want to talk about how to make that move.
By the way, congratulations to those that got proposals yesterday.
Yes. Yeah. Love is such a beautiful thing, and it's also beautiful to know that you're going to spend your life with somebody. But as wonderful, as romantic as that idea of getting married and spending forever with your partner is, marriage is also a huge commitment, like huge. My eyes are all wide open right now. And it requires a lot of work, to make marriage. Yeah, there's a lot of work in the process, from knowing how to communicate effectively to making sure that you're compatible on the different levels. There are just so many things you should explore in your relationship prior to getting married and getting engaged. So we're going to be giving some few pieces of advice and coming from our wealth of experience. Solomon, can you?
That's true. And by the way, we're not trying to scare people out there. It's an amazing thing, yeah. But it's just there's a lot of work to be done, and it's a good thing. Like every other good thing in life, there's a lot of work to be done for it to keep going, for it to keep being smooth. So we're not scaring you, we're not making you scared or trying to make you run away from it. We're just saying heads up, it's a good thing, but we're ready to put in the work.
Oh sure. That takes me to my first point today, and that's to keep your eyes peeled for red flags. Yeah, we're talking about love. They say love is blind, but I tell you, marriage is an eye-opener. You're gonna see. So it's important that when you love somebody, it's very difficult for you to look objectively at your relationship and notice potential red flags. Many people ignore things that are telltale signs that you should have looked out for, that you should have considered. So today's conversation is that you don't ignore those red flags simply because you are lonely or you're desperate or you're horny. Don't ignore those red flags. As a matter of fact, if you feel that you're not comfortable with the things you are saying, take another opinion. A close friend, an older person, make sure you discuss those things. That don't seem like a big deal now, but I tell you, these things are big deal. But when it comes to something as serious as marriage, it's crucial that you don't go into it blindly, ignoring things that might cause problems down the line. Yeah, exactly.
Nothing like love being blind. Nothing like just follow your heart. Yeah, it's awesome to follow your heart, but take your brains with you. Open your eyes and go in. Yeah. Second thing we're talking about, check in with yourself. Now, I'm going to tell you the truth. As beautiful and lovely as marriage is, it's not meant for everyone. It's not compulsory. There are people who are going to be better off being on their own. There are people who really want to be like that. So you want to be sure it's what you want, not just to fulfill a timeline. You want to be sure it's the right moment, it's something you're ready for, and not just because you're under peer pressure or family pressure. So check in with yourself. You may not want it right now, or you may want it right now and not be ready. So ask yourself these questions. Do I want to get married? At what stage do I want to get married? Do you feel you're ready for marriage? Do you have enough experience or what it takes? Or are you ready to go into it? So ask yourself these questions, and you yourself can be very sincere and say, okay, I am ready for this. I'm ready to put in the work, or I need to work on one or two things, and then I'm good to go. And listen, it's okay to say you're not ready. It doesn't make you a bad person or an abnormal person. It just means you're self-conscious and self-aware, and you understand you have enough work to put in to get there. And yeah, take your time. Do the work.
Take your time.
Get ready. Yeah.
You're right. Like they often say, love, it's for me, it's a decision. So loving someone is a choice. That's what I want to talk about. It's loving someone is a choice that you make, because when you're married, it's really unrealistic to assume that every day will be filled with super lovey-dovey romantic feelings. Remember that you can make the choice to love your spouse even on the so-called bad days, the days that you don't feel like, the days that is not acting right. So I want you to understand that love is a choice. It's not a feeling, because feelings come and go. I want you to understand that no one will ever complete you. So don't burden a relationship with so much expectation. Romantic feelings, they come and go. So commit to something bigger than that, bigger than your feelings. It's the choice that you make every day to stick with this person no matter what. So if you're not ready to make that choice, please just enjoy your life as your single life, because it's beautiful. Because committing to someone means that you're choosing to love them whether they are happy or not, whether they are acting right or not. Love in spite of what they do. So no selfish motive when you're getting into marriage. Selflessness.
That's true. That's very true. And I think there are a lot of other skills that could be that can come in handy, which one may need to learn or get into, like patience, sacrifice, because that's what the journey is going to be like. So you need to check yourself and say, am I ready for this? Do I have all this? What are the things I need to learn? Learn to be patient. I can't imagine someone who struggles to have a roommate and you say, okay, I want to get married. Now that's an example.
Yeah,
actually
address yours out for the real deal.
Yeah, you're struggling with roommates, you're struggling to share cups, struggling to share things, and you say, oh, you want to get married. Now, it doesn't mean such person wouldn't get married, but now you need to walk yourself through that stage. You see, learn to be patient with others, learn to compromise, learn to sacrifice, because that's what it's going to be about. You're going to be spending time with someone else, and at some point you have to let go of some things. You see, I've heard a lot of people complaining in their marriage, and they're like, oh, she uses my cup, he uses my spoon. Those are very funny issues. So if you want to get into that stage, into that level, transitioning includes you learning to give up that space sometimes, letting someone into your private space. That's very important.
Exactly. Then another point to consider is that we need to talk about the future before you commit to it. Because getting married means that you've decided that you're going to spend the rest of your life, which is your future, together with the person. So there's no reason why you should embark on a journey without talking about it, talking about what your expectations are. So you must be able to talk to each other about your future. What do you want? A nice house in the country? Do you want to live in the city? What are your plans, and how many children do you want to have? Make sure that you are both on board before things get more serious. Because if you get into marriage unprepared, I tell you, there's going to be a lot of fights that you're going to experience because both of you are not saying the same thing. You cannot be being on the same plane. It's not possible. You have to be going to the same destination. That's why it's important that you have the conversation. What do you want to do with your future together? Because in marriage, whatever you're doing it together. Your visions, do they align? Your values, are they the same? So exactly, it's important that you have those conversations. Talk about anything and everything. Nothing is too negligible to be ignored, and nothing is too big to be avoided. Talk about everything. What kind of house do you want to live in? Do you want to have people serving you in your home? Do you want to live in a small country place? Do you want your in-laws to visit? Do you want, just talk about everything, because those things will really matter. And they actually go a long way to affect the atmosphere in your home.
Yeah, that's very true. And you need to manage expectations. Discuss them.
Yeah.
It's not just only discussing the expectation or what you want. You need to manage it and say, okay, what am I expecting from my spouse? Is it something they can give? Is it something they can't give? And be very open from the beginning. A lot of people go in assuming things are going to be fine. Oh, he's going to be fine with it. Oh, I think he wants 2 kids. Oh, I think he wants this. No, we have to lay all those things on the table. You were talking about discussing the future. Yes. How many kids do you want? How are we going to do our finances? What kind of job do you want to keep? How many hours are you going to be working? You can even talk as much as at what age do you want to retire? So you want to put everything on the table. You want to be very clear. Discuss the expectations and manage them. Be sure you're asking what the person can give and not what they can't give.
Yeah, another thing you need to consider is trust. Trust is the bedrock of any relationship. Trust is one of the building blocks of healthy relationship, of healthy marriage. Without it, a marriage can't even last. Where do you even begin to start from? Because when you don't trust the person, whatever the person says will not even make sense to you. You won't take it to heart. And you can't even get yourself involved in partnership or in any dealings when you don't even trust person. How would you, even with your children, with your future, how do you even live with somebody you don't even trust? So that's like a nightmare. The person opens the door and you're wondering, is he actually going to where he said he's going to go? If there are any trust issues in your relationship, it's better to resolve them before tying the knot. Don't ever think that marriage will change things. No. It only amplifies things, actually. So don't force it. Don't be with someone you don't trust. Trust is very vital in marriage, because you just want to be able to have that peace of mind. Without trust, you can't have the peace of mind. And when there's no peace, you can't really thrive in that environment, because you can't build on nothing. Trust is what you build on in a relationship. Every other thing is built on the bedrock of trust. So when there's no trust in a relationship, there's really nothing you can build, because nothing will actually stand the test of time. You can't do a business with someone you can't trust. You can't raise family with someone you can't trust. You can do, but you can't do it well. So peace of mind is very important if you really want to enjoy your marriage. So you need trust to be able to get that.
Absolutely correct. Yeah. And another thing that's important is discuss finances. Our statistics says there are 3 top things that are the most causes of divorce. And one of them is incompatibility. Another one is infidelity, and the third one is money issues. So money issues brings a lot of troubles and drama to marriage. So you really want to discuss your finances with the person. Inform the person of debt you're into already. Inform them of how you want the finances to be. Are you better off having a joint account, or are you better off having individual account? What do you want to spend on? What limit can you spend without informing your partner if it's a joint account or if you're informing yourself about those things. So it's very essential to discuss finances. A lot of people overlook it and they go like, oh, we're fine. He's working, I'm working, we're both working. Yeah, it may be fine for some time, but at some point, if you're going to be planning the future together, you want to get hold of the finances together. So the best time to discuss it is during this transition phase.
Exactly. You don't need to rush into marriage. Take your time. If if there's a decision that one needs to make and not be in a hurry, it's actually marriage, because you're going to spend the rest of your life with that. As a matter of fact, you spend more time being married if you get, for example, if you got married at 25 and you live up to 75, that means that 50 years of your life, much more than you ever lived when you were single, you're going to spend that 50 years of your life hooked with somebody, joined with somebody, and it has to be somebody you enjoy and somebody you know so well and somebody that you find pleasure in. So don't rush into marriage. It's okay to take your time in a relationship and be with somebody that you know it's a fit for the long term. Because you should never settle when it comes to marriage. That brings me to the point that mutual respect is mandatory. It's mandatory. You need to be with somebody who respects you and who you respect. As a matter of fact, it won't work. Marriage won't work without mutual respect, because a shared sense of mutual respect is what makes the other person feel appreciated, feel wanted, and will be able to contribute their best in that environment. So if one of you don't respect the other, it's unlikely that your marriage will be able to survive in the long term. So it's important that you have these conversations. Disagreements will always come, but it doesn't matter even if you don't agree with the person. But when you respect somebody, you'll be able to disagree respectfully. So that respect is very vital. It's very vital. It's what will give you guys an opportunity to be able to talk things out, talk things over, find a solution together, because you understand that this person means well, this person understands what he's saying, this person has a point of view, and you respect their perspective, because it's not everything that you're going to agree together on. You might have a different perspective to how life should be. But when you have mutual respect for each other, you'll be able to trash it out without insults, you'll be able to trash it out without name calling, you'll be able to trash it out. Even if you don't agree at the end of the day, but you respect each other's opinion. So it's important that you respect each other.
Yeah, true. So with mutual respect, you always disagree to agree. So all these are very important. While transitioning from the singlehood to marriage, you want to have all of these things checked out and more. Look into it. So as you've just celebrated Valentine, and we believe some of the people who have been proposed to, or some of the people who are looking at settling down. So you want to go through this point, you can save the podcast, listen to it again, or share it with a friend who you feel needs to hear this. Marriage is a beautiful thing. It's an amazing journey, but most people struggle with it because they don't enter into it the right way. They don't do a lot of pre-checks and do all these things before they come into it. So you end up going in and you find out that, oh, I'm not ready for this. And then the struggle begins. Once and boss and everything, it starts bringing more trouble.
Yeah, it's also important that you also go for counseling, because you need somebody else to be able to judge the situation better, to be able to judge the character of the other person. And it's also an opportunity where people actually hear their mind on the things that they did not take note of initially. So counseling is important. Go for counseling.
Yeah, so that's all we have for you today. Thank you for listening to us once again. We enjoy you spending your time with us. We appreciate all those that are listening to us, that are sharing and commenting. So please don't forget to comment on the Afrocentrist podcast on Instagram. We want to know what you think about the podcast. We want to hear your reviews. We want to hear your journey with us, and we appreciate them. Thank you very much.
All right. Have a great week. Bye.